Hello everyone. In the last video we talked about how to combine the SFT and DPO. SFT stands for supervised fine tuning and DPO stands for direct preference optimization. And what is safe tensors? Which is like safe tensors are nothing but like a training format, and the final output is in a GGO format where we install, upload into Hugging Face and download on our Pi robot and run it from there using the Olama. So in the next approach in the reinforcement learning from human feedback is PPO. So PPO stands for Proximal Policy Optimization. How it works basically, so PPO was used by OpenAI to train its model, and they claimed it took almost $100 million to train the model. So how PPO works basically, it has three models internally which are always running: reward model, actor model, and the critic model. So reward model is basically to choose the response based on the pattern what you are you want the answer. So DPO, the format for the reward model is like where you give the prompt and the choose and reward, which is something like DPO. If you see here, we have like what is gravity. Gravity is like invisible, and what gravity is fundamental. So this is the this is a DPO format, which we use for our PPO reward model. The next is actor, which generates the response, and the critic is basically to criticize where the reward should go high and low, and before actually generating the training the model. So that's how the PPO works. Now, as you can see, PPO is always running three models, so it's expensive plus complex. So there is a lot of time required for this and a lot of money required for this. Now, in late January 2025, the DeepSeek bring a new approach for reinforcement learning called GRPO. GRPO stands for Group Relative Policy Optimization. So how it works is, in the PPO, it always generates one response. So critic always has to find which why critic has to find why it is bad, why it is low, and accordingly it has to give the response. While in GRPO stands four answers. So out of four answers, it can easily compare, and the best one wins the highest reward. So that's why, and because of that, GRPO require only two models: reward model and the actor model. There is no critic model in GRPO, and DeepSeek claimed that they require only $6 million to train their model. So which is like compare 100 million and the $6 million, a huge gap. Now how GRPO works, that is something we are going to see today. So for this is on my collab screen. As you can see, the first step is to install the libraries, unsloth for QLoRa, and then installing the dataset. The second step is the importing the Python libraries like unsloth and torch. The third step, loading load the base models like llama 3.2 1 billion. Here I am using 1 billion, and once it is loaded, the next step is, so I'm not going to use the reward model, but I have created a reward function to showcase how actually the reward function works, just to understand, so that when we will use reward model with the GRPO training, we can have the clear idea how it works. So what I have done is like, so remember, this is regarding the context of the kids education. So the answers should have more kids like answers, like it should have an emojis, it should have some cool words. So accordingly I'm giving the reward. So if any of the answer has the emojis, I'm giving the score 0.5. If the answers have some fun words, another 0.5 multiply with that. If the reward answers are longer kids friendly letters and their size is greater than 20 words, then another 1.0. Okay, if they have a good analogy here, like and just like, another 1.5 added. But if there are some heavy words, then there are penalties. Something like, I have given examples here, there will be more, but I have to use some of the heavy words, so I am deducting point 2.0. And if they are using heavy jargons like here you can see on my screen, then another 2.0 penalty. So that's how the reward function works. In my case, internally reward model has some complex function, but this is how the reward function works here on my screen. Now here I am generating the response, which is nothing but the actor, and this here I am scoring and displaying the answers. So let's see how it works. So when I say what is gravity, So as I mentioned, GRP always create four answers. So here are the four answers. Gravity is a fundamental force. Gravity is described by Newton's law. Gravity is like Earth giving you big hug, and imagine Earth has invisible arms. So there are four answers. Now, based on our reward function, it will create, it will give the reward to each and every answer response. So first answer, gravity is described by Newton law. Heavy words, minus 2.0. Gravity, and the first word, fundamental force, 0.5 for one fun word, 0.5. Third response, gravity like Earth giving you a big hug. It has one emoji, one found fun word, so the answer good length. So score 2.5. The fourth response, imagine Earth has invisible arm. So plus one for emoji, plus one for fun word, plus one for good length, and 1.5 analogy detected. So answer is 4. Final score is 4.5. So as you can see, the clear winner of this out of 4 is response 4. So that's how the actor is going to generate the response, and during the GRPO, when we will train the model, this will be the final answer which we will get when we will ask this question. So this model, and there are some more examples I'm running. So this is like a autonomous learning. Like human intervention is to first create the DPO data set, and that's it. After that, whatever the response you will, questions you will generate, GRPO will automatically reward function, reward model, and the actor model will automatically generate the answer based on the patterns and based on the rewards and give the answers to you. So it's like autonomous learning after that. So in the next video, we will see how actually the reward model integrated, and how the actor generate the response, and will create the train the model and download on our Raspberry Pi and run it, and see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.